Hey guys, yes, the title of the video is correct. This is a fairly comprehensive, it's minimalist, but comprehensive in that it covers the 5 C's: cordage, combustion, cover, cutting tool, and container. And it all fits in a coffee mug. So, yeah, as I said, it costs me basically $0. When I see these survival kits get put on YouTube by survivalist type folks, I always think, I have this nagging doubt. I think, do you really just leave like a $40 knife or a $70 knife in a survival kit to perhaps never be used and never take it out and leave it in there? Because you get these kits that are like, yeah, so I put my SE Azula in this kit and this is my survival kit, it goes everywhere with me, and thinking, you never take that Azula out to use it on something cool, like, or you know, they've got, oh, this is all my wet fire and my tinder quick and all these cool fires. And I mean, that's fine if that is all just sitting in your kit, just waiting to be used, to probably never be used, then that's awesome and you are far more committed than I. But my goal was to put things in here that I'm not going to miss, so it truly can just sit and wait till it's called upon. For example, this cup, this is like a $5 cup. I got it from my sister-in-law. It was lovely. I was going to take it to work, but instead I built this kit with it. And I think it's really cool because it's the first of the 5 C's. It's a container, and it's also a cooking device because it's enamel steel, so I can cook with it. And it costs, it's a $5 cotton on from the shop. Cotton on, it says body on the bottom, but it's got nothing to do with the body. It's a mug, but it's a $5 cotton on cup. So again, costs you nothing. If you haven't got an old picnic set with enamel around your house to raid, then get a cotton on and spend $5. This is going to be a very cheap, very unobtrusive kit to maintain. You're not going to be missing the things that you put in it, and that was my goal. So let's pull the things out. As I see, all does hold. The mug holds it all fairly well, like it's not falling out. Well, until it falls out, of course. But yeah, we'll probably keep it in a separate little bag. Let's get into the things. First of all, just some hazelnuts, crushed up, they'll last forever. Just a little bit of nutty protein and energy in case you have to sit an overnighter in your car, because that's sort of the intent of this kit. Perhaps if you get a breakdown and you're stuck in like a blizzard or stuck in like just stuck in your car for a little while, this will go with that. There's a bit of peppermint tea, which is my favourite type of tea, to be served in the cup, of course. Moving on to the guts of the kit. Again, these are all things I just raided my house for. There's no, say my combustion, this is just cotton wool with Vaseline. There's no Tinder Quicks, nothing that you have to go and seek out and buy. Because I know when I think I'm going to go buy some of that stuff for my survival kit, I never end up doing it. And so I never end up making a survival kit. The point of this video is you can probably go after watching this video and make one of these yourself, because it is all just stuff that you'll have around or have very close substitutes for. So that's part of my combustion, the other part being my ferrocerium rod, which will do the trick. I've got some cover in the form of it's an emergency poncho. It's about 5 foot tall by 2 feet wide, so it's like covers a man apart from like your ankles and feet. And then you can cut it and make a full-on shelter with it, effectively doubling its weight, whatever. But it's just if you have to walk somewhere from your car in the rain, you don't get soaked. Poncho, good stuff. I've got a little Bear Grylls survival guide. It just has millions of them around, and it's quite good. It's a waterproof little piece of plastic, so it might be handy to prepare some food on there or something, whatever. I've got some blank sheets of notebook paper, which goes in with this is just a pen insert. This is a space pen. I was going to take either a pencil or a space pen. I chose the space pen because it's not likely to be like a standard Bic and go to poo, but if you don't have one of these, just grab a pencil, no worries at all. I've got some cordage, it's just some paracord. This is about 3 or 4 feet. I could put more in there, probably would fit in the bag, I just wasn't sure. You can obviously split that apart and take the little strands out and use it for other things. Just got some band-aids and some alcohol wipes. Got some big sort of gauzy band-aids, and I've got the normal, just for like cuts on your fingers and stuff. These are antiseptic sheets. They're quite large, so they fold out to probably about, yeah, they end up being a few inches by a few inches, not those little tiny KFC towelettes, which is good. Put a little block light in there as well. A really cheap little light. Just goes on a 9-volt battery. And then my little cutting tool is you go with paraframe. If I had a tiny little EDC fixed blade, I'd probably put that in there, but I don't. And this has got a really quite positive lock. It's a fairly good quality knife. It's not a junk knife. Then again, I won't miss its absence from my usual systems, so there you go. And I would put a little multi-tool in, but the goal is to make it cheap, and I don't think all my little multi-tools, I would miss them. And I'd end up going hunting for them later on. The idea of this kit is this is all just going away. Won't be missed, so it can sit where it needs to sit in like the back, underneath. I've got a compartment underneath the back seat of my car, probably in there. So a little survival kit for in case something ever happens, which is what these are for. So probably actually going to use some of this stuff maybe one day, which is what it's for. I won't, you know what I won't be doing? I won't go to it in my hour of need and be like, oh no, the Essie Azula, it's gone because I took it out because I wanted to play with it in the woods. Nope, paraframe, staying in there. All this other stuff, literally probably $12 worth of stuff. If you don't have a little junk knife sitting around, then yeah, I don't know what to say to you. But I'm not a super massive knife collector, and I had this lying around. Could have put the LST in there as well. Not too fussed about a knife. Perhaps one of the little Schrade folders too. So there you go. All this other stuff, that's $1, that's $3. That's pretty much free. This is pretty much free. Little space pen refill. I mean, use a pencil instead. Free. This stuff is just raiding your first aid cupboard. This is a very, very cheap little survival kit that can truly just sit. The most expensive thing is probably the cup, maybe the paraframe knife. There you go. Cool guys, well that's probably all this about as survivory as I'll ever get on this channel, but I reckon it's a good kit, and yeah, I suggest once you've done watching this video, go and build something like this and chuck it on the back of your car and actually never touch it. Just something that you will really not raid until you actually need to raid it. And you'll be as cool as me. So thanks very much. See you later.